Every entry-level AI job wants 2 to 3 years of experience. It's the paradox that locks you out. But what if the experience they want isn't what you think? What if you could manufacture it in a few months, not years? There is a way to break in. In the next few minutes, I'm showing you the 3 strategies that get you hired with zero formal AI experience. We'll cover how to reframe your existing skills into the language of AI, the one portfolio project that makes you look like a 2 year veteran, and a backdoor strategy that bypasses recruiters completely. Let's start with the most important shift. Most people think the first step is to learn a dozen new tools. That is wrong. The first step is to stop collecting certificates and start collecting evidence. The truth is, hiring managers don't care if you've used TensorFlow for 3 years. They care if you can solve their problems. Your first move is to conduct an AI skill audit. Go to your resume. Look at your last 3 projects. For each one, document exactly how a tool like Gemini or a framework like LangChain could have solved the core problem faster. That simple document is not a list of skills. It's proof you think like an AI problem solver. That is your year 1 experience right there. That skill audit is your first piece of evidence. It proves you can think strategically. Now you need to prove you can execute. The second strategy is to build a micro project. Forget the 6-month complex portfolio piece that boot camps recommend. Hiring managers are busy. They will not clone your repo. They will not read your 20 pages of documentation. They will glance at it for 10 seconds, so you have to make those 10 seconds count. Solve one specific painful business problem. For example, don't build a generic chatbot. Build a meeting summarizer using an API from a model like Claude, a tool that takes a 1-hour meeting transcript and outputs 5 key takeaways and 3 concrete action items assigned to specific people. It's a weekend project, but it demonstrates you can deliver immediate business value. That is not a student project, it is a professional solution that saves managers hours of work. The third strategy flips the job hunt on its head. Stop sending resumes into a black hole. Instead, conduct a reverse interview. Pick 5 companies you want to work for. Don't just browse their careers page, study them. Read their quarterly investor calls, skim their customer support forums. Find one recurring problem. Then, create a simple 1-page blueprint. At the top, you write, "Here is a problem I believe you have." And below, you outline, "Here is how I would use a tool like Gemini to build a small AI agent to solve it." You are not writing code. You are demonstrating commercial awareness. That single page is more valuable than 100 generic applications because it proves you think about their problems, not just your skills. These strategies, the micro project and the reverse interview, get your foot in the door. They bypass the automated filters and land in front of a human. But the piece of evidence that actually lands you, the job offer, the one that makes you look like a 2-year veteran, is your core portfolio project. Get this wrong, and the interview goes nowhere. Get it right, and recruiters start contacting you. There is one specific type of project that hiring managers are desperate to see in 2026. And we're going to design the blueprint for it right now. So what is this one project? It's not another chatbot, it's a business process agent. This is the single most valuable project you can build because it demonstrates commercial awareness. It proves you know how to make or save a company money. And that is the only language that matters. Most junior portfolios are filled with solutions looking for a problem. A business process agent does the opposite. It starts with a real, painful, and expensive business problem and applies a targeted AI solution. Hiring managers see hundreds of generic projects. They see almost none that show a clear return on investment. This is your unfair advantage. Let's blueprint this out. It's a 3-step system. First, find the pain. Second, design the solution. Third, measure the impact. Step 1 is finding the pain. This is where most engineers go wrong. They look for technically interesting problems. You need to look for organizationally painful problems. Go talk to people outside of engineering. Ask a friend in marketing, what's the most repetitive, mind-numbing part of your week? Ask someone in customer support, which task eats up hours and you wish could be automated? You're listening for phrases like manual data entry, copying and pasting, or creating weekly reports. These are gold mines. Let's take a concrete example. A company's product managers spend 4 hours every Friday manually reading hundreds of customer feedback tickets. They copy and paste key quotes into a document to identify trends. This is a perfect problem. It's repetitive, time-consuming, and directly impacts product strategy. Now for step 2, Design the solution. We will visualize this, not code it. Imagine a simple flowchart. On the left, you have the input, a raw data dump of all customer support tickets from a tool like Zendesk. An arrow points to the central box, our AI brain. This brain is powered by a large language model like Gemini. Its job is simple: read each ticket, identify the sentiment, categorize the ticket into a bucket like bug report or feature request, and extract a one sentence summary of the core problem. From this central brain, another arrow points to the output on the right. The output isn't a complex dashboard, it's a simple, automated email or Slack message that goes out every Friday at 9 a.m. It contains a summary. This week, we had 287 feedback tickets. 62% were negative. The top issue was login problems, mentioned 98 times. Here are the 5 most urgent bug reports. That's it. You've just saved the product team 4 hours of manual work every single week. If you're getting value from this blueprint, do me a favor and hit the like button. It tells the algorithm that this is the kind of practical advice you want to see more of. The beauty of this project is its simplicity. You are not building a massive application. You're connecting existing tools. The AI brain is a call to an API. The glue connecting the input and output can be a simple Python script using a framework like LangChain, or even a no-code tool like Zapier. The focus isn't on writing thousands of lines of code, it's on intelligently connecting powerful systems to solve a business problem. This shift in focus from code first to problem first is the hallmark of a senior engineer. Finally, step 3. Measure the impact. This is what separates a student project from a professional case study. Do not just say you automated a task, quantify it. Let's build the case study. The product team had 2 managers, each spending 4 hours a week on this. That's 8 hours of manual work per week. Let's say their blended salary is $75 an hour. That means the company was spending $600 every week or $2,400 a month for them to manually read tickets. Your AI agent runs automatically. Let's calculate the cost. Processing 300 tickets might cost you around $37 in API calls. The cost to run your script is negligible. So for $37 a month, you are saving the company $2,400 in productivity. You've created a solution with a return on investment of over 60 times. That specific number, a 60x ROI, is the most powerful line you can put on your resume. It's infinitely more compelling than proficient in Python. One demonstrates a skill, the other demonstrates a direct impact on the bottom line. When a hiring manager sees a project like this, they don't see a junior candidate, they see a commercial-minded problem solver. You bypass the entry-level pile because you're not talking about what you can do. You're showing what you have done. This business process agent is a template. You can apply it to any department. For sales, build an agent that listens to recorded sales calls and automatically fills out the CRM. For human resources, build an agent that takes a job description and 100 resumes and outputs the top 5 candidates with a justification. The core idea is the same. Find a repetitive, expensive manual process and apply a simple AI workflow to it. Document the pain, blueprint the solution, and calculate the dollar value of your impact. One well-executed project that saves a company $2,000 a month is more valuable than 2 years of experience on a project with no clear business impact. This is how you manufacture the experience they're asking for. Now, this is the point where most engineers make a critical mistake. They hear build a project and they immediately default to writing perfect, scalable, production-ready code. This impulse is wrong. The obsession with technical perfection leads you to spend 3 months building an elegant solution to a problem nobody has. The result is a GitHub repository that no hiring manager will ever look at. They don't have time for your clean architecture. They have time to see if you can solve their problem. I saw this with an engineer I'll call Alex. He found a minor inefficiency in a company's logistics workflow, a true engineer's problem. He then spent 4 months building a beautiful, complex dashboard with multiple microservices and a slick UI. The code was immaculate, but in interviews, the reaction was a polite nod. He'd built a battleship to cross a stream. His project proved he was a great coder, but it failed to prove he could create commercial value. Contrast that with another engineer, Maria. She took the opposite approach. She saw her sales team burning an hour every morning, manually copying lead information from emails into a spreadsheet. A mind-numbing, expensive task. Instead of building a custom app, she connected the inbox to a simple script using a framework like LangChain with a single API call. In one weekend, she created a workflow that automatically read the emails, extracted the info, and populated the sheet. It wasn't elegant, it wasn't scalable, it was just done. And on Monday morning, the head of sales got a Slack message from her. It said, "I automated the lead entry process. Here's a screenshot of the live spreadsheet. This should save your team about 10 hours a week." That single screenshot, that tangible proof, was infinitely more valuable than Alex's entire perfectly engineered application. It led directly to an interview and then a job offer. The pro tip is this: proof beats polish every single time. This is the secret to scaling your career transition. Don't spend 6 months on one massive perfect project. Spend 3 months creating 3 separate proof of impact case studies. Your first proves you can deliver a solution. Your second proves it wasn't a lucky guess. Your third proves you are a versatile problem solver. You are building a portfolio of results, not a portfolio of code. Visualize a section on your resume titled AI-driven business impact. Under it, 3 bullet points. Each one starts with a metric, not a technology. Saved 40 hours per month for the marketing team, or generated a 60x ROI on a process automation agent. This is how you manufacture the experience recruiters are looking for. I want to know what you would build. Down in the comments, tell me one repetitive business task you think could be automated with an AI agent. I'll read through and give feedback on the best ideas. Creating these results is the hardest part, and you now have the blueprint. But how you package these case studies on your resume and tell their story in an interview is what secures the offer. Getting that communication right is the difference between getting noticed and getting lost. Remember that paradox we started with? Every entry-level job asking for 2 years of experience. The blueprint we just walked through is how you solve it. You stop trying to learn your way in and you start building your way in. Your first step is not to write code. It's to have one conversation this week. Find one person who works outside of engineering and ask them what the most tedious part of their job is. That conversation is your starting point. We've covered the blueprint for creating value. In the next video, we'll cover how to package that value on your resume and communicate it in an interview. If you're serious about making this transition, subscribe and you won't miss it. The engineers who take this problem-first approach are the ones who will lead the next decade of tech.